Backlash. Backlash was trash. I don't really have a whole lot more to add to it than you didn't already hear in my full review, which is up on the YouTube channel, by the way. 80,000 plus views, people commiserating about Backlash. The Twitter poll, I have to mention this. I put a poll up after each one of these pay-per-views, as you guys know. And, yeah, Backlash is considered a quote-unquote B show, right? It's never really been a major show. This poll got over 5,000 votes, which is way higher than normal when it comes to one of these shows. This is like WrestleMania numbers there. Okay, over 5,100 people voted in this poll. Boy, people get awfully engaged when they are angry about something. Just 8% gave this show a thumbs up. And, 5,000 plus is a pretty good sample size to go with. 8% thought that this show was worthy of a thumbs up. A whopping 92% of you gave it a thumbs down, which is one of the worst ratios ever in any poll that I've ever posted. It might be the worst. I don't know offhand, but if it wasn't the worst, it's right up there. Somebody actually pointed out that this poll was the inverse of a poll that I put up after Battleground 2 years ago. That show had the Shield triple threat main event for the championship. That was 92 up and 8 down. The show was, I referred to the show online when I was tweeting at the end there. I said, this show outside of the opening match between Seth Rollins and The Miz, which was outstanding, this show was an abomination. And it was. And it ran way longer than it had any right to. You had Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe in their trading rest holds. It was mostly coming from Joe. I'm sure that was the idea, was to put Roman Reigns in rest holds at 11:15 p.m. at night to get people to boo Joe and cheer Reigns. Of course, it didn't work out that way. What ended up happening is the crowd just shit on both guys. And they could not wait to get to the exits as soon as the ref counted 3. Their feet could not carry them fast enough to those exits when the referee counted 3. And the next day, WWE on their Twitter account promoted Raw by teasing. This was their tease going into Raw on Monday night. Now that Roman Reigns has vanquished Samoa Joe, is it time for him to once again face the Beast, Brock Lesnar? I feel like I'm trapped in a bad movie that just won't end. The only saving grace of the entire show was that Intercontinental Championship match. AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura, I thought, were having a pretty good match. That was marred by, while it was funny to see the two of them kick each other in the crotch at the same time, it was a pretty horrible finish considering that they were just coming off double countout finish. And I would have to hope this is all part of the plan and it's leading to some ultimate stipulation, whatever the hell that is, that will hopefully end this, with a decisive winner for once. But still, in the interim, we've got to sit through these matches, and sometimes we really get into these matches. And to give back-to-back horrible finishes like that is inexcusable on 2 back-to-back pay-per-views. This is coming after the double countout finish they did in Saudi Arabia. And I kind of joked in my review. I said, I wonder how many other crappy finishes WWE could come up with for these two guys. Because they're going to obviously have at least one more match. How many more possible crap finishes could this company come up with? Well, David Blanchard in our Facebook group did not disappoint. He decided to accept my challenge. And so these are just some examples. These are the other ways in which WWE can disappoint us in pay-per-view matches for the remainder of this AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura feud. So what he proposes is that at Money in the Bank, we have a last man standing match where neither man can stand before the referee reaches a 10 count. That would be pretty lame. Extreme Rules. They could have a steel cage match. Both men escape the cage with their feet hitting the floor at the exact same time. Thus no winner. SummerSlam could be the I Quit match. This one is my favorite. Styles refuses to quit, and Nakamura no speak English, so he can't quit. We've got Hell in a Cell. Both men fall off the cage at the same time, have to be stretchered out. TLC. Both guys retrieve the belt at the same time, then they have a tug of war, a la Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar from a few years ago, until they go off the air. Survivor Series could be a submission match. Both men tap out at the exact same time to dueling dick locks. And finally, Clash of Champions. A table match. Both men are on the apron. They kick each other in the nuts simultaneously, and they fall through the table at the exact same time. So this could carry us straight on into 2019 if they want to keep this thing going. I hope and suspect that this will end at Money in the Bank. As far as what the stipulation would be, I think about potential stipulations here, and I think the only way that this could end with a decisive winner, and I suppose that they could always find a way not to have one. They could have a tie or something, but you have like an Iron Man match, like a 30-minute Iron Man match, and at the end of the 30 minutes, whoever has the most number of falls, whether it's a count-out fall or a nutshot DQ or whatever it is, the person with the most number of falls wins. Normally, when you have a situation where there's a tie, I mean, they've gone into sudden death before, right? They did that in the first Iron Man match. But I would think that probably is where we're headed. I have no idea. I guess we'll have to just wait and see.